Good morning. I hope you're doing okay today. I'm excited about this stream in large part because it's kind of the official kickoff of what is now my third fundraiser in a row for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. It's a hospital in Memphis, Tennessee that specializes in childhood cancer. And I have been just really excited to be able to raise funds each September using the channel for that way. And I was all excited this morning to wake up and encourage everyone to start giving like crazy. And turns out, let me transition. I woke up to news that somebody had given like $1,500 in the middle of the night. So I don't know who that person was. They never contacted me. I don't get any notifications unless you email me and tell me. And that's part of the fundraiser itself. But you can give or figure out more by going to codinginpublic.dev. Today, this live stream, I'm going to basically talk about St. Jude, but also spend some time redesigning the site itself because I've been needing to do that for some time, and I figured now's as good as time as any. So the fundraiser here, you can see you can click here, and then this is the landing page I created that kind of talks you through why I'm doing this, what it's for. Like I said, this hospital is based out of Memphis, Tennessee, but really the emphasis is on their research, and especially recently has been on a lot of the worldwide efforts they've put together. And so I'd love to have you join me. And for those of you just joining, you may know that I've got some really great sponsors. These are people who've donated things to basically incentivize you to give more. And so right now, basically you have a 100% chance of winning something because I've only had 3 people give, and only one of those has actually sent me their receipt. So unless I have your receipt, you can't enter the giveaway. But you can see here that for every $5 you spend, you get essentially like a raffle ticket. And on September 27th, I plan to do a giveaway. And the giveaway includes all these things. So I've got a couple of 1-year standard licenses to CloudCannon's CMS. I've got Console Ninja, which I use constantly. I think if there's one dev tool I have to have, it's Console Ninja, just because it makes debugging way easier. Dracula Pro, they donated 10 licenses for this. It includes like color schemes for your terminal, for your all your developer platforms. It also includes a couple custom fonts as well. So been around a long time and really well known. GitTower, which is a Git GUI, has donated 5 licenses, which is really generous. Quokka.js has done this now. It's all Wallaby is the name of the company, but they've done this now 3 years running with me, sponsoring here pro licenses for Quokka, which is a JavaScript TypeScript runtime. So you can get instant feedback as you're typing. You don't have to go log something. So you don't even need Console Ninja if you're using Quokka here. Wallaby.js is very similar, except it's with testing. And then Warp also donated 4. This is a terminal. It donated 4 1-year pro plans, which essentially gives you like way more AI credits and a couple things like that. But really, really cool to have them join as well this year. And then I'm also giving away 4 of my own courses, which I hope to have that launched here in the next month or so, but I'll probably wait until after St. Jude, just so I'm not asking people to donate and telling them I have a course as well. So this is what we've got going as far as things that you can win. As you can see, I've got a ton of options for each of these, multiples of them. Just a reminder here, like I mentioned, in order to win something, you have to give at least $5, and then you must send me a receipt by September 26th to enter the drawing. If there's something you've already gotten here, I'll make sure to just ask you to tell me what that is, and I can exclude you from one of these items so that you don't win something you already own. But all this is in conjunction with Relay, which is a podcast network that I really enjoy. And I've listened to them for, I don't know, probably 8-9 years now. And every year they do a big fundraiser, and they recently have opened it up to where people can join them. And that's what I've done. It's just made it really easy to connect with them. And this year I decided, I don't know why, but to build an entire landing page for it, which was really fun to build out as well. I got to use some new tech, like this is the new CSS scrolling property, whatever it's called, scroll behavior, so animation scroll. So it only works in Chrome right now, but it's a little added bonus. The rest of them just are static. So that's kind of what we're doing. I've got nearly $5,000 worth of giveaways for those of you who donate. And like I said, we're trying to hit 1,500. We already hit that in the middle of the night, so I upped it to 3,000, and hopefully we hit that and I can up it again. But all this is in support of St. Jude and to try to be part of the cure for childhood cancer. I'll talk a little bit more about what they do and what giving to them means, but For now, let's go ahead and jump into the actual stream itself. I'd love to have anyone who's joining let me know where you're watching from, and I'd love to have you donate as well. I don't actually have a way to see if anybody's donated aside from refreshing right now, so we'll have to do that occasionally as we move through the video. All right, so with that said, I want to go ahead and come over here and redesign my site, and I do want to use this as a bit of a template because I like how it turned out. So we're going to start with that. And right now the site is, if I come back here, it's fairly basic, as you can see. I've got this live projects section as well, where it shows recent projects. This is actually using just like vanilla JavaScript. And I don't remember when I did this, probably a couple years ago, but it was fairly complex to figure out at the time. But hopefully I've improved a lot as a developer since then. And also I would definitely use React for this now, or something like that, because it seems a little like a perfect fit for React. But you can see you can select certain things. You can search for stuff like, I don't know, card or something else, and it will show you all this. So that's basically the project itself. Right now, it's pretty basic. You can obviously come in here as well and look at like demo sites or whatever, but the sites themselves are not, they're just like statically built sites that are in the root directory. So that's basically what I want to do. I want to redesign this to include sections for the projects, probably sections for my course as well. So yeah, so it's a design tutorial today. And here we go. All right, so over this way, and every now and then I'll pause and talk again about St. Jude, but I would love for you to go to codinginpublic.dev and donate to St. Jude. All right. So first of all, I'm going to start by, actually, let's copy a lot of this same stuff, actually, that I've got over here. So maybe let's just start with this. And I've been into this, like, I don't know, kind of like soft gradient with a nice, like, texture to it. Design style, whatever that is. So if I come over here, you can see it's got like this texture to it. I don't know, I kind of like that design aesthetic right now, so that's what we're going with. And I'd like this to kind of be the starting point. All right, so let's get rid of all this stuff for now. And I can pull some of this stuff in later if I really feel like I need it. All right, so at least we got a starting point. Pull this up, don't need that. All right. So assuming I want some kind of gradient at the bottom, which I probably do, I'm going to pull this up as well. And essentially, I'm going to have a couple things up here, but I kind of feel like probably the best thing is to set up some kind of design system. Let's see, do I have anything like this? Oh, I do. Okay, cool. So I can actually adjust these. And I think what I want is just like, am I using these over here? I don't even know if I'm using these. No, I don't think. I guess these are the links that I'm using down here. Okay, well, let's create some alternatives here. So first thing I'm going to do is come over here and change all this. That's intense. Let's see, let's also transition this over. This will be dark as well. And then for this outline, I'm not totally sure. I think that's just the focus state. I haven't totally decided. I need obviously some other colors in this scheme, but I'm not totally sure what that should be. Here's the color I actually need to change, but it looks too Christmassy, too light. So I might need to come up with some other versions, but I think for now something like that should work. I mean, this is mostly going to be on that dark background, so it might need something actually that pops just a bit more than that, but I don't know, we'll figure it out. Okay, so for now, let's leave that alone. I do want some alternatives here, so let's go ahead. And these are just components in Figma. So you can give these things like names and properties. So you can see over here, I've got like types and hover states and that kind of thing. Icon visible, man, I must have really messed this up because this doesn't make a ton of sense. You know what? I don't want to get in the weeds of this. Let's just steal this for now. And I'll worry about making the perfect components later. All right, so let's get rid of that. Here I just want to call this projects. Not sure what this music is. Projects YouTube. I don't know if I want to say courses, but I'll just say like course, because I don't have currently don't have courses, just a course. So we'll leave that there. And then basically I'll have hover states, probably where I just have these things underlined. So maybe let me just give an example of what that would look like. And then we'll talk a little bit more about St. Jude for those of you who are around. All right. Make these rounded. Call that good. So if you were to hover, essentially that's what would happen. And then I would also change this to probably that same green color. These, I think I want to stick with this off-white. Oops. Just because I like having a little variety from just like straight up white. All right, so that would be my hover state. That's probably a little thick. And I got weird music going on today. Whatever they've chosen is odd. Okay. All right, so that's at least where we're started. I'm not sure why this looks so low. Or is it just this that makes it feel low, maybe? I don't know. Why are these? Something like that. Okay, whatever. That does seem kind of low though. Oh, I think that's on the inside. Let's put it on the outside. There we go. Okay, that looks more even. All right, cool. Let's come back over here and talk a little bit more about St. Jude, see if anyone has given yet. All right, somebody else gave. Just a reminder, send me your email, your gift receipt, so I know that you gave and that you're entering the drawing. But yeah, I'm doing a giveaway for those who give at least $5 to this Children's Cancer Research Hospital fundraiser I'm doing. St. Jude is a hospital in Memphis, Tennessee, and they're not only do they treat patients there, but they also provide research that goes all over. Hey, what's up? What's up, Lewis? They also provide research that goes all over the globe. And if you're a patient of St. Jude, you never pay a bill, nor does your family. So they actually will fly you there. They will provide housing for you, provide all your food, provide all your care for free. Now, I know those of you in shall I say it, more civilized countries might have something like healthcare that's provided for everyone, by everyone. We don't have that in the U.S., so that's especially cool in the U.S., but they don't just treat U.S.-based patients. Like I said, not only do they care for others, but they also provide research, and all their research, they basically open source. Now, that's not super common, but what they've done recently has kind of taken it up quite a bit. So you can see here that 80% of children worldwide basically don't survive. Let me jump over here because St. Jude Global is essentially their global initiative to spread their research along with all their care to the whole globe. So their mission is there's a lot of cancers that are developed throughout the world for children that are easily treatable, but people just are both not diagnosed and they don't have the care even if they were, because they're in low or middle income countries. So St. Jude is kind of on a mission to spread both their research and also actual care to kids all over the globe. So as you can see here, nearly 90% of children with cancer live in those low and middle income countries. And St. Jude Global is basically an effort to take their local research and their local care and spread it throughout the world. So you can see here that, in fact, estimated 400,000 children who develop cancer each year, only half of them are ever diagnosed. Many pediatric cancers are treatable, particularly in high-income countries, where survival rate now exceeds 80%. It used to be more like 20, and in large part because of St. Jude, over the last 60 years, they brought it down or brought it up to 80% survival rate. but it's still more like 20 in the rest of the world. So they're trying to basically spread this globally so that when you give to St. Jude, you're not just giving to a US-based hospital system, you're giving to really the global cure for children's research hospital. So you can see that they've got this building in patient-centered care. So they're actually building options for people to survive or to be treated with cancer around the globe. They do a lot of education, even with other clinics. So that way people who may not have access to the education they need to properly care for kids with cancer now can have that through St. Jude. And then, like I said, they've also spread a lot of their research all over the globe. They actually just started a new huge database initiative where they're spreading a ton of their research to anyone who needs it all throughout the globe. So there's a lot more about St. Jude Global that I'll let you check out there yourself, but I'd love to see as many of us give. Look at that, more people giving. This is awesome towards St. Jude. I mentioned this earlier, but I've got a bunch of great prizes, giveaways for those who do give. I just need you to give at least $5, and then every $5 essentially gives you a raffle ticket, which we will draw live on September 27th. I already had to increase my donation amount because I had $1,500 as my original goal, and somebody blew it out of the water throughout the night. They gave $1,500, which is pretty cool. But you can see here I've got a bunch of different items to give away. Warp donated some stuff. Got Dracula Pro, my course, Quokka, Wallaby JS, Console Ninja, GitTower, CloudCannon, a bunch of amazing donations to basically incentivize you to give more, which is awesome. Hey, awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's a super worthy cause. So anyhow, I'd love to have you join. I've got a little bit of a story to share in just a couple of minutes, but I'll jump back into designing because that's kind of the stream. But I'm going to take breaks and talk about St. Jude as I have the opportunity to. And hopefully, as I learn more about St. Jude, I've now worked with them or donated, set up fundraisers for 3 years in a row and given myself. I don't give through my own fundraiser because that seems kind of weird to pad my own numbers, but I do give directly to them during the month of September. All right, so back over here, I do want to grab some of this stuff. This site itself needs a major not just redesign, but it also needs a major coding as well, but we'll get around to that in another stream. Probably through the month, I will just be doing this. So I think that's what I'm going to be doing, and hopefully you can join me. So I like this general greeting and stuff like this, so I think I'm just going to keep a lot of this. And maybe actually I'll move this back to that yellow color, which I think still works okay overall with this color scheme. So let's grab this. I'll grab all this. Maybe I should make this left aligned. If it will let me. Goodness. Text align or emoji align? That's the real question. Seems kind of weird here. What do I have originally? I'll have it down below. I mean, do I need an emoji? Probably not. That's the real question. But it's so friendly, you know? I don't know. Why is this thing so hard to grab? Probably because I don't know how to use Figma. Alright, we'll call that good, and maybe what I should do is just move this over here. I don't know, I like the emoji. Something like that. Okay, cool. All right, we're going to do that. Stick it to the top. I don't know, that seems kind of weird. That'll work. Okay. I'm not sure I need to see anyone quite that big, so. All right, like I said, the stuff I want to feature here. Let's kind of talk through that. So let's come in here. I think I want like projects. I probably should have like some kind of banner for my course. Does that make sense? maybe I could have like pull on my YouTube feed and show recent YouTube videos directly here. Ooh, I should use Astro server islands for that, because I just have to hit some kind of endpoint, show the video. Yeah, I like that. That's what I'm gonna do. So we'll have like recent YouTube videos. I currently have a blog that doesn't do awesome, as in I never update it, but I'm kind of wondering if I shouldn't consolidate some of this stuff. I have just too many random sites, and so the hard thing is my blog gets like several thousand more views a month than this site does, but it also actually has content, so maybe that's something to do with it. I only have like 10 posts, but evidently they were the right ones. I want my social stuff here. What else do I need? So I guess the question is really, do I want to move my blog over here? Yeah, I don't know. Ooh, I kind of also want a uses page, so I don't have to like tell everyone like if people are asking questions about what I'm currently using. So I kind of want that too. Okay, so we've got these sections here. I'm kind of thinking for this YouTube section, I want it to almost like look like little YouTube players. Maybe you click on it and it takes you to that video. I don't know, but I think that'd be kind of cool. Or some kind of carousel. Yeah, so I'm not totally sure what I'm going to do with that. Okay, so that's at least a good starting point. I think as far as the very first thing, it probably should be the projects, and then maybe socials at the bottom. I wouldn't mind having some kind of sidebar navigation or something over here too, to kind of let you know where you're at. Like I've seen this thing recently where, here, let me show instead of tell. So I've seen this thing recently where you can like kind of have these sections here, and it'll probably just be on desktop. But like, let's say this is almost like a mini map. But let's say this is for, yeah. Hey, Mohammed, welcome. Let's say this is your full screen width. So like this would be, or your full view height or whatever. Actually, let's bump this back to something like this. So let's say you were like here, and you could see the whole screen. This would be highlighted because you happen to be there. And as you scroll down, this would be fixed to the side. So that's one idea that I think would be kind of cool to do. So you'd have this thing fixed to the side. So as you scroll, it would just obviously change like where this thing shows. So maybe it'd be more like here. And then as you scroll, it would basically match. And once you hit this point, which would be the next point, you would, you know, it would trigger that, and this would then show visible as kind of the next section. And then the other thing we could do is have it to where this says like, you know, hero or whatever. I don't know what these things would be called, but they would be the sections, whatever these happen to be, projects. So I think that would be kind of cool. Obviously that's way too big of text, but so I kind of wouldn't mind doing that. The other thing is I wonder if I could also have my socials kind of on the side and fixed to the bottom. I've seen that recently and like that as well. So let's see. So maybe let me just leave this as an example because I don't want to get distracted, which is a thing that happens sometimes. So let's not do that. Okay, cool. And then let's possibly like put the socials over here and turn this to like 90. All right, so just to remind myself. Okay, so at least I think I have an idea of kind of what I'm going to do. All right, let's move back over this way and talk a little bit more about Site Jude and see if anybody else gave. Nobody else yet. Now's the time. All right. In the US, this is an astounding figure to me, just because of what it means to hear you've got cancer. And the worst news is not you've got cancer, but your child's got cancer. and 290 plus kids every week are diagnosed with cancer. So every week, that means, right now, today, there's going to be dozens and dozens and dozens of kids who get that news. 90% of kids live in low and middle income countries that don't have access. Hey, thank you so much for donating. Yeah, it's third year in a row. It's been honestly, like, if I did the channel for nothing other than just to have a chance to do this fundraiser every year and now have people be able to give, like, I don't know why would I that's to me worth more than all the views and subs, and I don't care about all that stuff, but this is cool. He said about 400,000 kids every year, like I read a little bit ago from the St. Jude Global section of their site. 200,000 usually are not properly diagnosed, and a lot of times those cancers are very treatable. They just live in an area without the research. So that's one of the reasons St. Jude has been on a mission to kind of spread their research and care throughout the world. I don't have a child who's had cancer. However, I think this year it especially means a lot to me. I did have my son, my youngest, back in March, spent about a week in the hospital with kind of a rare disease. I spent the whole week with him in the hospital, and basically took the week off work, and it was traumatic. It was something that could have been very serious and turned out to be something that probably he won't have problems with, but he'll be checked for the rest of his life. He's 4, and I guess he had just turned 4 when it happened. I think it was April, actually, not March. It also kind of put a dent in me. I was really making progress in my course, and it kind of slowed me down, and I knew the summer would be tough. So I was hoping to get it done before the summer. Obviously that did not happen, but having a son now who's been under the care of professionals, we had to go to a children's hospital after going to a clinic, and then the emergency room, and then took an ambulance down to the children's hospital in Salt Lake City. And they just provided amazing care for him, and being through something that even approaches childhood cancer, which I think that's probably a stretch itself, but the autoimmune disease he had could have been life-threatening, and he could have had major issues the rest of his life. It seems like we caught it early enough that wasn't the case, but like I said, he's still kind of at threat for that, so we'll be going back about every 5 years for the rest of his life to get tested and to make sure his heart's okay. But having experienced a child with severe health issues has really made this fundraiser more special this year for me. And so I really hope that we're able to raise a ton of money. Hey, thanks so much. Yeah, we're very grateful we had such good care. We happened to go to the Children's Research Hospital we were at, happened to have specialists in the particular thing he had, which is Kawasaki disease, that basically enlarges, my understanding is it enlarges, the danger is that it gives you aneurysms to the carotid arteries. And he did have some, but they were able to reduce them in size. And but if you don't catch it early enough, it can lead to death, or just to later heart disease and heart attacks and stuff like that when you're older. So anyhow, we thankfully were able to catch it early enough, I think. Like I mentioned, I've got some great sponsors who've donated a bunch of stuff. I've got almost $5,000 worth of prizes. You just need to donate at least $5 and send me your receipt by September 26th, and that way you can win one of these prizes. I mentioned this down below, and I mentioned this earlier, but CloudCannon, Council Ninja, Dracula Pro, GitTower, my Astro course, Quokka.js, Wallaby.js, and Warp have all donated items. So I've got a ton of stuff to win. Right now, basically, you're guaranteed to win something, because I think I've only had maybe 2 or 3 people now give and send me their receipt. But if you do that, we'll be doing a live drawing on September 27th. All right. Let's see. One more refresh. See if anybody gave. No, not yet. Okay. Well, we'll be back in a second. Right now, I want to come over here to this project section. And I want to design a little projects card. And let's see if I've got any design stuff here that I can steal. Not really. I'm sure there's like actual theories on how you should design things. I just kind of do whatever I think feels good. One of these days, maybe I'll learn some more about design, but I don't know. I think it looks okay. So, but I don't really have a rhyme or reason for what I do. I just kind of pick stuff that I think looks cool. Sometimes I like it. Sometimes I hate it. Usually I hate it, and then eventually I like it, and we kind of go from there. So I think I'm going to use this kind of maybe what I should do is set up some variables. Variables is something that I want to set up. You can see here I started doing it just with these colors. I'm not sure exactly what I was doing here. But let's maybe set up another collection. We'll call these like, I don't know, radius or something like that. And this will be a number. We're going to do like small. Let's see, metaphorically speaking. Oh, I'm so sorry about your daughter. Huh. Wow. Yeah, just to have suddenly for me, which was basically a week worth of like waiting on tests and doing tons of treatments every day and trying to bring stuff down for him, and that was it. And then we had real hope at the end of the tunnel. I can't imagine something as traumatic as cancer. Yeah, Adrian, thanks so much. Yeah, no worries if you'd rather not be part of the drawing. I understand. Sometimes getting stuff for donating can do weird things to people and they just would prefer not to, or you might already have the things or don't have need of them. But yeah, I appreciate it all the same. The important thing is giving. The giveaway is just to help people want to give more. Yeah, but I'm so sorry to hear about your daughter. I'm glad she's doing well. My brother lives in London, so one of these days I want to get to the UK. But all right, so what I can do here is choose one of these instead, and that way if I change the radius in the variable section, then it will change also all throughout the site. So that's the benefit of using variables, very much like styles as well, but you've got a lot more flexibility. So let me come over here. Let's go to codinginpublic.dev, and let's jump over the live projects, kind of see what I have here. Maybe is some inspo. Sure, whatever. I'm just going to grab a few of these. And whatever, I'll grab those too. All right, let's jump back over here. I'm going to drag these things in here. Cool. So eventually I'm going to steal those images because I think it would be nice to have something like that. So let's just take this one to start with. Like this. Oh. I always forget the keyboard shortcuts for these things. All right, so I'm going to chop that off something like that, and that way I've got something I can play with over here in the actual editor. All right, so as far as the design here, just seeing if I can steal anything that I did earlier. Not really. I kind of think of having some kind of offset here. So maybe let's come back to my variables. This is like radii, whatever this is. Variable collection. I mean, I forget how to, I need to just do like a deep dive on how to do all this. So that way I'll just do a video. That'll be my excuse. Let's call this like spacing or something like that. And we'll do number. Let's do, I'm not sure exactly how to do this. So I think I'm just going to do increments of, let's do increments of 2, I guess. Excuse me, for now. Let's name these things. And I think what I'll do, 1, 2, 3 is 6. Yeah, let's just increment this, and then eventually I'll pop up. Let's go by 4s now. I don't know. I'm sure there's some design system, something that tells you to do something, but I don't care. Let's go over here. Let's do like 16. Okay, we'll call that good. This is mostly going to be for like padding and stuff like that. So what I want is to actually put this inside of this, and then what I can do is, see, can I choose? I can't choose a variable here. Let's choose something like that. Let's come in here. I'll set this all to be 8 as well. And that way I can adjust this if I need to. This border, let's do the small inside here. We're going to do the big outside here once again. And then let's have a stroke. Something like that. The stroke, can I set this up as a variable too? I don't think so. I think 3 was kind of what I was using elsewhere. Let's also make this on the outside. Okay. So that'll work. I don't know, maybe I should make this a little bit bigger. That's the nice thing here is I can just pop this up. Maybe I should go to as much as 16. Okay. Let's do that. All right, so in here, a couple metadata points. I don't know that I need to have like, well, I guess it's not going to hurt to have that. I don't know that I need all the tags in here. That's more for filtering and sorting. So let's kind of steal the same general concept. And again, I should probably have some kind of system for setting up these fonts. So let's do that too. I know I like half do. Oh, I do have some stuff in here. Okay, that'll work. I like kind of half do Figma. So let's come in here. I'm going to select like, what's medium look like? What in the world? Large? What typeface is that? All right, let's come over here. What am I selecting there? Am I... Oh, these aren't things I set up then, huh? M3, I don't even know what that means. Oh, material design kit. I guess they give you these. Oh, that's cool. I mean, I don't want any of them, but still kind of cool. Okay. So let's come in here. Let's go with my Anic Latin, which I think is what I'm using in this site. Anic. What was I using? What's this? Yeah, Anic Latin. All right, let's just get out of here. Let me just steal this. We're going to call this like H2. Does that work? Sure. All right, so let's drag this in here. Come on. Whatever, okay. So I'll just do like project name. And here we've got, this also is kind of this internal spacing, which is set up here. So let's bump this up as well to match the other stuff. And then I think I'm going to put this inside of its own little frame in just a second, but let me grab all this, which I can do with this OCR thing I've got. So I copied all that. Let's move that down. OCR, it's a wonder. Let's come inside here and kill this. Let's go down to like 24, 30, I don't know. I'm sure I'll change it all by the time I code this anyhow. We'll call this like H3. I kind of feel like this needs something else. So let's add... Let's put this inside of its own little frame, first of all. I'm going to add some extra spacing here. So let's come in another 8 everywhere. And let's fill container. And let's make this fill container. Did I do that right? I think so. Not sure what's going on with this text. Sorry. I think I have to sneeze, maybe. False alarm. Okay. I feel like this needs to be sucked in a touch more, so let's do that. Again, I'm sure there are design principles that would tell you how to do stuff, but, well, whatever, it'll be fine. Let's maybe... Let's drop this bad boy down to like... I guess I don't really... Yeah, that's fine. Let's do that. Okay. So we got our project name, which was whatever Astro Search tutorial, I guess. Or this is Tic-Tac-Toe Challenge. And then basically down here, I want to have probably these as well. And then we'll have like an all projects section. I could have this on some kind of carousel, but especially if I've got this sidebar stuff, I don't really think I want a carousel. So kind of the max width I would want, it's going to be somewhere in the middle. I probably should set up some kind of grid. Again, I don't really care. I don't think I'm going to take the time to do that. So let's go ahead and I don't mind this idea of these icons, but I guess I haven't really figured out what I want this to look like. Yeah, let me come inside here. Let's do this. So let's go to remix. This is GitHub. Project. That's projector. Website. Browser. Computer. I don't know. Something like that. And then what did I have? Code, demo, video. I guess these are all video items. I think I need like a more robust icon set. What did I use earlier? I want to say that was like Tailwind. What are those things called? Tailwind icons are called hero icons. I think that's maybe what I used before. Yeah. Okay, so let's come over here. Let's do like project. Grid. Ooh, something happened. I like that. So let's do that. As for like the project one, and then see GitHub. So here, maybe let's just search everything on Iconify. Find something. Sure, that'll work. Okay. So that looks kind of similar at least. All right, so at least we got these sections here. Actually, let's see, is there a thinner kind of version of that? Hero icons, yeah, thanks, sorry, it took me a bit. Oh man, I don't really care. I'm wasting everyone's time. Let's come inside here and change this to like that green color. And we should probably have some text. The other thing I could do is just, maybe I should have like a little, I don't know. So I don't do that many design live streams, you know. A project, view project, view demo, something like that. And let's come inside here. Let's break this. Let's set this at like 18. And we'll set this up as the body. And let's stack these things. And here, let's set this to maybe 4. Let's see, and then if one of these is selected, I think I would add a stroke. Although I think I'm going to steal this, because this is probably how I would do the stroke. So let's copy this over first, and then I'm just going to add this in here. Actually, I'm going to add it like this. We're going to select a variable. And this would basically be what it looks like. Let's come go inside here, move it over this way. So if it's hovered, I guess it would take the whole width. Yeah, I think that works. Okay, back up here, and then we'll go back to St. Jude in a second. And then this is the one I need here. Yeah, okay. So let's move this down here. Inside here. Why is this not letting me? Okay. Guess I will just manually drag it in like a cave person. Fill container. Hug contents. Fill. No, that doesn't work. Okay. What is not? I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong here. Figma people help me out. Why is this fixed again? I thought I just set that to fill. I don't know. Hug. There we go. Okay. Who knows what we did? Okay, so that would be the demo. We'd say like source and drag this in here. If it lets me. Why is nothing letting me drag anything anywhere? All right. So we'll do this here. Probably stack these side by side. All right, then I'll talk about St. Jude one more time. We didn't really get to design a whole lot, but that's typically how this goes. Should probably just say video. And then I will probably go in the next, I don't know, 20 minutes or so. Maybe 10. Where is this thing? Why isn't it letting me drag it in? All right, that should work. Just want to drag this inside here. Inside here. Come on, there we go. Okay. So I guess this should just say code. This could say demo. Again, I'm sure there's better ways to design this. Hug contents, or not design this, but hug contents. There we go. To handle Figma, but hopefully that works. Yeah, I think that looks okay. That took way too long. I could have just coded that instead of whatever this is. Okay, cool. All right, let's also, I feel like this also should actually be, maybe this should be down here. I'm gonna add the same padding I did here, which is 12. So let's do that here. And just drop it down a touch. All right, I've seen worse things. Will this look like this later? I don't know. Let's also actually add a background here. Because I kind of feel like I should bring this same kind of aesthetic down this way. And if I do that, then it can kind of pop a little bit more. So we'll stack these next to each other, put them in a little wrapping section. That'll work. And then what I could do is have this upper section here, set this to one of my variables, Oh, look at this. They give me all this stuff. Man, I should have just used this. Sure, that'll work. I obviously haven't used Figma in a while with variables because I didn't know that was even a thing. So we'll call this like recent projects. And then maybe let's have the same kind of arrow situation that I have over here. And let's see, let's put this here. What this be 90? No. 135? Nope. 234? I don't know. Whatever. Anyhow, I want it to point that way. Negative 45. There we go. Sure, something like that. So that'll work. All right, so at least we got that section. Next, let's work on this like social section over here. I mean, I don't love this either. What if I added? Actually, let's just do it on the parent. All right. Sure. Okay. Something like that. I think that'll work. I wouldn't mind having like some explanation about who I am too here, I guess. So maybe I should do that as well. So we'll do that in a second. I also feel like this needs to be slightly smaller too. Probably not the body size, but let's do like an H4 size. Again, there are probably already variables that I'm skipping out on, but and then I'm going to steal the same thing, and then let's talk about St. Jude. Okay, cool. All right, back over here. Let's see if anyone else is given. It's thinking about it. Hey, somebody else has. Thanks so much. This is just, yeah, been the most exciting thing about my channel has been being able to use it for this fundraiser. But if you're just joining us, this is the kickoff of my September fundraiser for childhood cancer. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital is based in Memphis, Tennessee, but not only cares for patients without a cost at all to any of the patients, it does so primarily through donations from people like you and me. Most of their funding comes from individuals, but if you're a patient of St. Jude, you never have to spend anything. They provide for you, provide housing. In fact, last year they just worked on a huge like dormitory situation next to their campus. And that way, when you come, they actually have like an on-site location where you can just stay and be right next to your care. Just like getting care where you have to like go to a different place or get in the car and drive somewhere, like that can be fairly traumatic and training if you're going through it. Even just going down the hallway. I mentioned that my son was in the hospital this last April for about a week. And I was with him the whole time. Just going down the hallway to get treatment alone was tiring. I can't imagine having to drive somewhere, or like you're in a hotel somewhere, you're trying to go make sure you hit all your kids' appointments. They're in, an actual room. Instead, they actually have on-site dormitories now, and that have a bunch of cool stuff in them. So they have like little play areas for the kids within the same dormitory area. They have they have a bunch of stuff from like on-site stuff for the kids to free lodging and care and transportation all while you're there. So they do a lot of stuff, and that's through donors like you and like me. Like I mentioned a couple times already, we got some amazing prizes. You just need to give at least $5, and that will earn you a raffle ticket. When I'm done with this stream, I'll go and email all those people who've done it and make sure you know kind of how to pay attention to see if you've won. and I'll email you if you have, but I have to have you email me your receipt, both to confirm that you gave, but also I don't have any way to contact you because I don't get like emails of people who gave through my fundraiser. So the only way for me to contact you at all or to let you know is for you to let me know that you gave and want to be entered into the drawing. I've got about $5,000 worth of prizes. Let's talk through maybe a couple of these. So I'm going to jump over here. CloudCannon is a CMS, and what it does is allows you to essentially get like a drag and drop builder for your client, but you can write essentially static sites. I've done a video before on Astro. To me, like I would much rather write in Astro and let my users have something like Squarespace, but I get the power of writing in Astro. That's essentially what CloudCannon gives you. It probably only really makes sense if you're like servicing a bunch of clients. If this is just for yourself, it's probably not a good idea. At least personally, that's probably where I would stick it. But they've donated last year, they donated this year as well. But you can see how they're just going to move around content blocks. You're writing in Astro. They can add new content blocks just like this. And this is how they end up building their site, whereas you get to write everything in your Astro components. So if you're interested more in this, I've done a video on it before, but I've got 2 pro plans that they're giving away. Console Ninja has to be one of my favorite extensions. I can play this here. I'll mute it, but I thought it would be just a short demo, but you can see, yeah, like here's a good demo. So as you're like logging stuff, I don't have to go to my console, whether it's a server-side log or a client-side log. There is like inline editing or inline logging right here. You can also do a bunch of more cool stuff with Pro. So if I jump over here to the Pro, which is what they've given me to give away, you've got log points, which are a really nice way of adding essentially breakpoints that then trigger these in editor readouts. Watch points as well is very similar to that. There's a bunch of cool stuff in here, not all of which I've even used, but they're giving you a year-long subscription to this. So I'll say more about that throughout the month as we go. Dracula Pro is by Zeno Roca. I forget how to say his last name, but Zeno's a friend, and yeah, it's been awesome. Look at this. That's super cool. I didn't even know that. He's also giving towards childhood cancer from his actual purchases. That's really cool. But this theme is basically for everything, whether you're Visual Studio Code or Raycast or whatever you happen to be using. He's got a way to tap into all this, and Pro gives you access to all this. On top of that, they actually have a new light theme. If you like that kind of thing, it's fine. They've got a bunch of different options here as well. And then obviously that's the Pro as well. Pro itself comes not only with a bunch of themes, but it also has several fonts as well that you get with it. They've also increased, like you can see that Pro gives you like extra colors and stuff. So anyhow, handpicked typography, like I mentioned, you also get a little reading as well for how to be productive as a developer. So I'm really excited to have 10 of those. That was super generous of Zeno to send that my way. GitTower is a GUI for Git, and I've actually just started using this. They had reached out to me last year, and I just haven't had time to look at it yet. And I don't want to just like do some quick video to get money. I'd rather wait till I can actually see if I would use it to do a video on something. So I am now using it on a project where it's proven already to be pretty helpful. My guess is in the end, I will end up using this for more like merges and more complex stuff where it would be helpful to see it. I think I'll probably use LazyGit for most of my like basic stuff with stashing and stuff like that, and I'll probably use the terminal for basic like git add commit and messages. I think I'll probably use a combo of all 3 of these would be my guess, but it essentially gives you a lot of like visualizations for what you're doing in Git. So for instance, instead of like typing some weird command, you can just grab something and pull it over to main, and you're basically saying, hey, I want to cherry pick this individual item and merge it into main. So a lot easier than having to memorize a bunch of commands, and also just visually sets it out for those of us who are more visual in nature. Learn Astro course. This is my course, hopefully to be coming out soon. I'll probably wait until October just for the sake of the fundraiser. Right now it's $100 in early preview. I plan to make it $125 in the end. And I do provide coupon codes pretty regularly for it. So if you pay attention to my YouTube channel, you'll find those sprinkled throughout. Quokka.js, I mentioned this earlier, but this is essentially gives you like runtime results directly in JavaScript and TypeScript areas. So if you're doing things where you're having to figure out like, hey, what does this reduce function do? I found this really helpful just to switch on it quickly. You can also see you get nice, like real quick, easy feedback if you have errors or things that are not being used. So Quoke is really nice for working with JavaScript and TypeScript. Wallaby.js is very much the same, except it's for testing, and they actually have some really big announcements coming out with some new advancements here. So we'll talk about that probably as I move throughout the month. Features, that's what I was looking for. So it gives you testing immediately. Again, you get that nice sidebar readout to where, like, as you're viewing stuff, you can see immediately if the tests are passing without even having to run stuff. So really, really helpful. Inline error reporting as well, where it'll actually give you those errors. The runtime values is the same. So some of this, they kind of overlap between Wallaby.js, but this is more explicitly for testing. And then Warp's Pro plan, this is a terminal that I use, but they are for Mac and Linux right now, and hopefully Windows coming soon. But I don't know, it's just completely revolutionized the way I use the terminal, and also, yeah, it's been cool. I've worked with them the last several months too, and I just really enjoy Warp. So those are the things I have to give away. You just have to give at least $5, and by September 26th. So, all right. I'd love to see us break $2,000 by the time I'm done here. I got like 10 minutes, so anybody want to help me realize that dream? That would be amazing. This is our original goal of $1,500, and I woke up this morning to somebody having given $1,500. I don't know who it was because they never sent it to me, and so because of that, the best I can do is just say thanks. So thank you so much to whoever donated. There actually is, so if I come over here to Relay FM, this is the podcast network, and I go to their support for St. Jude. At the bottom here, they actually have fundraiser totals, and right now we are second. So if somebody wants to give $8,900 or whatever it would be to take over that would be awesome too. But I don't know that we're going to do that today. I do get like, I don't even know what this thing is, this Fever 5. Maybe I'm just, I must not be in the know. This must be something cool. So I actually do get some stuff for setting up a fundraiser. For transparency's sake, I do get some stuff. Obviously, I'm not doing it for a hat and a tumbler or this dust mat or anything, and I don't even know what this is. But for transparency's sake, I do get something for setting this up. But they've made it really easy to tack onto their fundraiser. And the cool thing is when you give to my fundraiser, you're adding to their overall goal. In the last several years, since 2019, they've raised more than $3 million. We just crossed that threshold here. I've given to this every year, since they've done it. And to be able to join them in fundraising the last 3 years has been pretty cool. Both Steven and Mike, I've always really enjoyed listening to them. They're about my same age. I've never met them before, but they're like anybody who's listened to a podcast for like 8 or 9 years, you feel like you know the people, even if they don't know you, you know. All right, let's see if anybody gave. Yes. All right, we got some more. Let's get to that $2,000. I got about 10 minutes, and then I'll be done. I haven't made a whole lot of progress over here, but that's per the usual. All right, so over here, let's do this. I'm just gonna grab all the different things I have. Can I grab this here? Let's just do it right here. All right, so let's come over here, icons. Let's go to like, these I guess should be all. Yeah, what is the one that has simple icons? Yeah, I think they have these. So let's do GitHub, CodePen, because they're all kind of similar style, and I want them to be a little heavier. YouTube, I guess this. What else do I have? Twitter, I guess. Icons. Twitter, X. What a stupid branding decision. Okay. How am I supposed to find an X in here? Oh, there it is. Thanks. What else do I have? I don't know. I'm not really. What do I have over here? CodePen, GitHub, X, my blog Patreon. I don't know that I want Patreon and Buy Me a Coffee to all be there too. So I could just have like a support my work or something like that. Oh yeah, you have like, by the way, I have like little Easter eggs throughout the site. So I need to make sure to add those because those are fun. All right. So I think that's all I'll do for now. Twitter open. I don't know. Do I have anything else? I don't think so. Okay. So let's grab all this. And I think I'm going to make these like this kind of off green. Let's just do the full thing. Is that any better? Let's do that. I'll bring it over this way and make this an auto layout. And let's separate this by something like 16. That'll work. And basically I want these stuck to the side so that these will be fixed. And then I guess I can make it to where I'm mobile. They're just, I don't know where they'd be. Like somewhere. I don't know that people really care where I'm at. I don't love any of these colors. Let's do that, I guess. Okay, so these would be stuck to the side wherever they happen to be. I think that'll work. Let's do recent projects. Let's see, who am I? I am this, clearly. Do something like that. Recent projects. Let's move this stuff down. And duplicate this. Maybe I should do something about my Learn Astro course next. So I'm going to steal something here just temporarily. Just to kind of get a sense of what this might look like. Because I think I want to actually grab my design stuff from my site for my site files, which I'm not going to do right now. So I'll just put this in as a stopgap measure. And probably replace some of these colors with like the greenish something. So that'll be there. Next section, let's actually stack all this stuff up. Now let's leave that there. Okay. So down here, let's go to recent videos. And here's where I'd probably pull in. Could I scrape the description for a GitHub code? I think I could. Let's do it. All right, so this should be central too. Nope. Like this. How did I not see that one before? Gonna have to fix that. Come on. How do I do this stupid thing? How about that? That. And that. All right, remember, we're trying to hit 2 grand by the end of this stream for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. And I would love to have you join me. I think we're about 100 away. So it just takes 1 or 2 of you, and you get some amazing prizes or some giveaway options too. So let's see. Let's make this whatever that is. Okay. Let me set this to 0. Actually, I want this to be 0 too, and I'll have it like turn and stuff. I had fun with some of these micro interactions on the site yesterday. So let's come over here anyhow and jump over here. Come on. nobody gave yet. Okay, so if you come over here, like here, this like just hops up, but I thought this one was kind of fun. So this one goes down, it's an anchor link. So it like spins down. So I'm like, I could just do that for some stuff. So that's probably all I'll do, something like that. So yeah, so let's come inside here. I don't think I need this. Let's see. How is this set up? So let's make this thing the same. It's 24. Or not, and say we did. Let's do this. Let's come inside here. Let's make this thing 16. That'll work. All right, so hopefully I can scrape that stuff. So if it's scrapable, basically I'll have the video link no matter what, but if it's scrapable, I'd also have the code. So maybe I should reverse these. And this would be whatever the video is. And then I think I would want some kind of play button here. Icon, play. Let's see, let's come back here and do hero icons. Yeah. Is there no? Let's maybe just steal this then. So we're gonna make this thing white. And then we'll make it like 50%, something like that. Make it fairly big. Oh, that could have gone better. Let's get rid of that. Make this like 50%. And I think white typically is going to work for these thumbnails. Let's see, can I add this in here? Why is... What am I doing wrong? That nothing is... Some of this internal frame. All right, let's just copy this and come inside this internal frame and paste it. Okay. We're getting so close. Gosh. Can I put this in here? Okay, there we go. And then let's make a position absolute and drag it over the top of this. Okay. Way too much work. Is it not going to give me guidelines? There you go. Whatever, something like that. Okay. Let's switch this image up just so that it looks slightly different. Oh, let me steal this one. Ah! No. Where's the... I can forget how to do this clearly. Let's crop this thing. There was some keyboard shortcut you could do for that, but I don't clearly remember what that is. Okay, so let's bring this over here. And goodness. Okay. Yeah. That looks okay. All right, so we should be able to copy that in. Cool. I feel like both of these could use a little bit more breathing room. So let's pop this up a touch. I don't know, something like that. Now this thing itself will probably also have a little blur behind it. Let's group these. And obviously this thing will be colored slightly more to match what we've got. Something like that. Okay. Cool. So we got that. Banner for my course, kind of ish. Uses section, blog. I don't know what I want to do with those. I might just have like short posts or something. But we're at least kind of getting there. Probably should have these socials down here as well. So let's do that. And space these out a little bit more. Probably should do the same thing here. I'll go check that fundraiser. Don't let me down. In a second. So let's come over here. What the heck? Why is this thing connected to? I'm not sure what's going on here. Okay, whatever. Weird. Okay. 32, I think is what I set the other one to. So we'll put this at the bottom. Let's have a frame here. Actually, let's just mark it here. We'll put another frame. It's not gonna let me do that. Okay, fine. We'll do this. Fill will be my dark color here. Stroke. Let's add St. Jude green just at the top. We'll make it 3. And do this. Okay. It could have gone a lot better. Let's bring it in here. Something like that. Put it in the middle. Yeah. Probably also have some kind of donation section. Or donate to my work kind of thing. Like whatever that looks like. Bring this over. I like this banner style, so maybe I can use that for the course section. All right, so we got something. So I'll probably just be coding this throughout the month of September on Fridays as a push to do these donations. Refresh. Nothing. Okay, that's okay. We'll get to 2,000 soon. I'm just really excited that we've been able to already push the goal past the 1,500. Hopefully I have to push it again multiple times. That would be awesome. But I've got a bunch of amazing giveaways. Again, this not only supports the local hospital in Memphis, Tennessee, but unlike a lot of hospitals, they are a research hospital that is open with their research and shares it widely. And their goal is to eradicate worldwide childhood cancer. And so a lot of their initiatives as of late have been with St. Jude Global. Like I mentioned earlier and talked to earlier, that helps people all over the globe as they try to both provide resources and actual medical care, training, research for hospitals and centers all over the globe. Somehow I missed Matt's comment here. First time catching one. Hey, awesome. So glad you've enjoyed the channel. Hey, awesome. Hey, you're very welcome. Yeah, I definitely don't feel like I'm definitely still feel like a very beginner developer, but I don't know, coding in public has been a super big help to me, just having to talk out my code. And I hope every time I look back 2 months, I'm like, man, I was an idiot back then. And so that helps me not take myself too seriously right now too. But yeah, I really enjoyed the channel and enjoyed especially meeting people through it. So, all right, well, thanks so much for joining. Thanks so much for those of you who were able to give to St. Jude. And I'm excited to see what we might be able to do as we continue on. Let me pull this back up so I can actually stop my live stream. But thanks so much for joining. Please give, and make sure to send me your giving receipts. Let's blow this thing, the roof off this thing. All right, I want to have this thing, this original goal look like peanuts compared to where we get to. All right, thanks so much. I'll catch you in the next one. Happy coding.